On Larry King Now, America's Outlaw, the legendary Willie Nelson.
I look at myself more as being a writer.
Really?
Yeah, and a guitar player, and a singer comes in there, a little later on. I started out when I was a kid smoking anything I could get, corn silks, cedar bark.
You ever have a bad night?
I've had better nights, yeah. I thought last night was a pretty good show.
Where were you?
I don't remember.
Plus, you ever turned down something you should have taken? Movie role, maybe? Or?
I thought you meant some kind of pill or something.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. What an extraordinary event this is going to be. I've known him a long time, but I've never worked on the bus. I'm with the legend, the outlaw, the man himself, the one and only, the country music luminary, Willie Nelson. He's going to perform at the Wilton Theater here tonight in Los Angeles. We're inside the tour bus in the Wilton Theater performance, which will feature Willie Nelson and family. You live on this bus? You literally live on this bus?
Yeah, I very rarely or ever go into a hotel. I stay right here. I've got everything I need. I got food and showers and.
When you're home, do you park in the driveway and live in the bus?
When there's no one there but me, I do. Now when Annie is home at the cabin, well, I'll get off the bus and go up there.
What is it about the bus that you like?
It feels like home. I've been here so many years and so many nights spent here that it feels as much like home as any place else.
So beyond going to your home in Maui, you bus America?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
And love it.
When did the idea of working with the family start?
Well, my sister and I have been playing music together all our lives, and so it kind of started out as a family musical event, and we just kind of added different members of the family onto the show as they got older enough to play.
So how many are in the group now?
Oh, God, we've lost a few. We lost B. Spears, and we lost Jody Payne, but
the boys are in, right?
The boys, yeah, Lucas and Micah, and not on every show, but every time we get a chance, we put them on the show.
Lucas is becoming a household name, right?
He is, isn't he?
How big is he going to be?
Oh, I don't. As big as he wants to be, I guess.
Do you think they have pressure living up to the Nelson name?
I'm sure there is, yeah. I've thought about that. I thought about Hank Williams Jr., and, he had a tough go.
You didn't name him Willie Nelson Jr., though?
No.
That was probably smart. Don't you think
I think so.
That would add things to him?
Yeah.
We are fellow octogenarians, you
Yes,
and
we
I.
are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Do you feel 80?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
Did you think you would live this long?
I wasn't planned. I didn't prepare for 80. I never thought I'd get past 21 the way things were going there. But
You made it.
Yeah, I made it, so everything's cool.
Do you ever think about departing the earth? You worry about it?
No, I don't worry about it. I know, we're going to go one day. All our friends that have gone before us, they're up there laughing and say, well, I wonder if they're worried about it.
Frank said the hardest part is seeing friends go.
Yeah, well, that's hard.
When you outlive your friends.
Yeah. And when you live as long as we do, we've outlived a lot of friends.
Yeah, you're not kidding. In 2013, you released the album To All the Girls, where you duetted only with women. What prompted that?
Well, I don't know. I just thought that it was a good idea. I just thought that, first of all, I get to sing with all those great singers, and that was one very great enticement to do it, and it sounded like it might be a pretty good commercial idea.
And it was.
And it was, because I got all the good ones, out there that I could find. And
do you have to have a special register when you sing with a girl? It doesn't all work that it would always work, right?
No, it doesn't, but it's a feel, as any singer can tell you, they sing what they feel. And if some singer will make you feel one way, well, then that's good,
Willie recorded with my wife a great song called I Give, great song. And it's going to be re-released this year, and we have a little treat for you, because we're going to show it to you.
That's great.
Here's Willie Nelson and Sean King, and I Give. There's no one can miss the Willie Nelson voice, right? When you come on, there's nobody like it. How do you view yourself? What kind of singer are you?
Well, I'm really, I know who the singers are, Sinatra and those guys. Ray Price was a fantastic singer. But I look at myself more as being a writer.
Really?
Yeah, and a guitar player, and a singer comes in there, a little later on.
You did a great album where you just did pop songs. Stardust, Blue Skies, one of the great Blue Skies. Yeah. Do you like doing that?
Oh, yeah, I love that. It's 35 years ago we did that. And we just did it live again at the Hollywood Bowl with the symphony last year.
So do you bring a country version to it or your own version?
I bring whatever I've got,
We're going to be going to Nashville a couple weeks to interview Dolly Parton. I've interviewed her a lot.
All right.
You work with her, right?
Yeah, she's great. She's in the To All the Girls album, too.
Yeah, I know. Did she change the landscape of country music?
Well, yeah.
Dolly?
Yeah, she did. And, of course, her and Porter together had all those great television shows. And that opened up a whole new audience out there.
And he's gone now.
He's gone. So, yeah.
You sang with Dolly, right? You sang on the album with
yeah,
her?
Yeah.
Anything you don't know about her that I could ask her?
Probably. But I don't know. You'll have to ask her about one time we met one time.
Oh, yeah?
Some embarrassing things happened, so you'll have to ask her about it, yeah.
I will ask her. More with Willie after this. We're back with Willie Nelson. We're on the famed Willie Nelson bus, parked behind the Wiltern Theater where he'll perform tonight on a very windy day in Los Angeles with the whole family. Politically, let's discuss a little politics. You define yourself as liberal? I would define you as liberal. How about you? Are you of a certain faith? Are you religious?
I was raised in the Methodist church and taught Sunday school in the Baptist church later also. Yeah, I was raised up.
Do faith and politics mix for you? Do you ever do a gospel album?
Yeah, several.
How many albums have you done?
I don't know. Quite a few, but I've done, gospel, bluegrass, reggae.
I know something you haven't done. Rap.
No, I haven't done rap. We did something, remember the old Talking Blues that years ago, that there was a couple of guys in country music, they did what they called the Talking Blues, and that just pure rap.
You've done that?
I didn't do it, but I listened to it and I enjoyed it.
What got you into, I know you're an advocate for the legalization of marijuana. And by the way, there are probably three sure things in life. Death, taxes, and marijuana is going to be legal. There is a poll, a Pew Research poll released today. 3 out of 4 Americans favor the full legalization of marijuana. Yeah. Did you ever think that would happen?
No, not in our time. I thought maybe eventually it would when people wised up and started looking at it right, and plus realizing that there's some money there somebody ain't making,
You're damn right.
Except that the criminals are making it, so...
Now, the state of Washington and Colorado has taken in a ton by taxing it. What got you started smoking marijuana?
I started out when I was a kid smoking anything I could get, corn silks, cedar bark, and then when rolled up ready, you start rolling up bull arum, and then my lungs gave out on me. I had emphysema, and my lungs collapsed, and pneumonia 4 or 5 times, so I quit smoking tobacco.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, and since then I've been pretty healthy.
Marijuana does not affect the lungs the way tobacco does?
Not the way tobacco does, no. I mean, I've lost a lot of members of my family to tobacco, my mother, my dad, stepmother, a lot of people that smoked and died. So I know that, marijuana is not that bad.
Did you sense there were health benefits to it?
Yeah, I felt better. I felt more relaxed.
Absolutely.
And I think, stress is the biggest killer we've got. So if you can relax, you'll be healthier.
And you never get uptight when you're on marijuana?
Not necessarily, unless you get a little paranoid sometimes. Some people do when they smoke a little too strong.
Do you smoke every day?
I don't think I've missed a day in years.
Really? So it's a habit?
Well, I think it's a good habit for me. I don't recommend it for anybody, but for me, it seems to help me.
What's going to come first, gay marriage or legal marijuana? It's a battle now to the finish line.
Is it?
Yeah, don't you think?
Well, I don't
Well, we
know.
got 5 states with gay marriage, 6 states, I think, and 2 with marijuana legal. But we're on the way.
I think we are, and I don't, I think there'll probably be a tie in there. It'll probably all work out about the same time because it's really dumb to not think about it any other way.
Have you worked all over the world?
Pretty much.
Do you have a favorite place to go?
Well, I enjoyed working Texas a lot. That's where I, grew up, and I have a lot of friends and fans there. But I enjoy England and Germany. Amsterdam's a great place to go.
Where it's always been legal.
Yeah, yeah.
You have often stood up for, not only, you've criticized our government when it has to be criticized, but you certainly stood up for the farm worker.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we stand in that category? You do Farm Aid?
We're still doing Farm Aid. I don't know how many years it's been, but 30, 40 years in a row we've been doing it. And during that time, I've seen some promising changes. I've seen more farmers getting into organic farming. I've seen the corporations are being forced to back off a little bit because they'd gotten to the point where they'd tell you, if you had a farm next to mine, they could tell you that you had to use pesticides and chemicals on your property, or they wouldn't give you a loan to farm next year, or they'd sue you for contaminating their property. And that still goes on in certain cases, but people are beginning to wise up about it.
The big corporations have hurt the small,
yeah.
the little farm. The little farm is the backbone of America, right?
Yeah, and they've been for years, trying to push them out.
You have a favorite candidate in 2016?
No.
Think Hillary's going to run?
I think she will, and I think she'll probably win.
Have you gone out on the road for candidates? Have you entered into candidates?
Yeah, I have. In fact, I'm doing a fundraiser for Wendy down in Texas. She's running for governor down there.
Yeah, she's got a shot, huh?
She's got a shot, and all the girls like her.
That record, by the way, that brings up something. That wonderful record you did of all the girls I've loved before. Yeah. That's become a classic, right?
Well, I guess so, but it was really great having Dolly and Loretta and Nora and all those great singers.
No, but the song you sang with
Julio
Iglesias.
Yeah.
How did that come about? That was whose idea was that?
It was his. I was over in England listening to the radio one night, listening to the BBC, and I heard this voice singing, and I asked somebody who that was, and they said, "Well, you dummy, that's Julio Iglesias." And I thought, well, shoot, I want to record a song with him. And I didn't know that he'd already sold 9 million records in 8 languages, so I thought I'd discovered Julio.
But it was his idea to do it with
It was
you?
his idea to do it to all the girls. He brought the song in and everything.
Willie Nelson's our guest. We'll be right back from the bus. Don't go away. Willie Nelson's our guest. We're at the Wiltern Theater in downtown Los Angeles. Do you ever feel that you look back in your life, do you ever think you've lived it to the fullest?
I don't think I've missed much.
Up and down, right?
Up and down, good and bad. I think I've pretty much covered it.
You've watched the rise of country music, too, through the years. Are you surprised how far it's come?
No, I'm really surprised it took so long because, I grew up in it and I always thought it was good. But it took a while for other stations to pick it up. And, I don't know too much about the young country guys and gals coming up, but, I hear some good ones and, wish them a lot of luck. But I go all the way back to the Lefty Frizzell, Hank Williams, Ray Price.
Are you considered a standard country singer?
I think so. I guess, whatever that means. I don't know what standard means.
Well, the songs that we've known through the years are country songs.
We do. I'll do a few Hank Williams songs every night on the show and try to throw some of that stuff out because people really enjoy it.
You've done a lot of movies too.
A few, yeah.
You can act, Willie.
Well, I don't know about that.
Will you ever retire?
I don't think so. I wouldn't know what to quit. I enjoy playing music. I enjoy the crowds. Enjoy traveling. Enjoy the bus. So I don't know that I would ever want to quit.
How does your energy keep up? How do you stay energized?
I think I get a lot of energy playing music. And I think it's the best exercise that you can get to get out there and sing for an hour and a half or 2 hours using your lungs And I think that's why people travel so many miles to come see you, because they do the same thing. They applaud and sing along with you, and I think it's healthy.
I never thought of it that way, but
It's a great energy exchange out there.
Now, Sinatra, we share a love for Frank. You always love Frank. Yeah. Sinatra told me once that no matter where he's attained in life, whenever he's about to go on stage, he still gets that little bump, that little jump to get out there and do it. Do you have any moments before you go on, or is it just another night?
Well, I don't know. I think there's different nights when I feel more like it than other nights. You know, sometimes, when you feel like you've been overbooked or something and you've been out there too long, and then you kind of, just another night, where am I? Why am I here, But I enjoy it.
You ever have a bad night?
I've had better
nights. Yeah?
I've had better nights, where I, nights where I thought I played better than I did. I thought last night, for instance, and that's probably, I go back to last night or the night before, and I thought last night was a pretty good show.
Where were you?
I don't remember. Riverside, I think. Was that right, Riverside?
Are you ever on stage and not know what city you're in?
Oh, yeah, all the time. If somebody were to ask me, I'd say, I don't know.
That don't drive you. Do you ever think of other things while you sing?
Well, it's difficult. If I do, I'll forget what I'm doing, So I have to, because I don't have any monitors out there with the lyrics. I do all my songs from memory.
Do you have a pre-show ritual? Like, this is before a show you're going to do tonight. Is there anything special? Do you tune your voice? Do you do, little exercises?
Well, I found that if I work it out a little bit, that it's helpful when I get out there, so it's not all brand new to me today. That I start out singing Whiskey River and I can't hit the first note. So I'd like to warm up a little bit.
What are your thoughts on the current state of country music?
Oh, I like it. I think it's good. It's all good.
It's moved away from its roots, though.
Well, it has, but I haven't. And I know a lot of people that haven't, and all the. The roots will be changing as we go along, but I think the good stuff that we all grew up with will still be there.
You've always been kind of a sex symbol, too, Willie.
Oh, thank you, Larry.
You know that you are. In fact, I must admit that when you sang with my wife...
You was jealous.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got a little jealous.
Mm-hmm. And you should have.
And when you did the video...
We connected there.
When she put her arms around you in this bus.
Oh, yeah.
And I wasn't there. No, you either got it or you don't, and you challenged it. You did it, baby.
She's a beautiful lady.
Oh, what is great? You'll sing with her again.
Yeah, anytime.
What is Nashville like today? Is it still the center?
Well, I guess it is. I enjoy going up there, and I enjoy recording there. Still have a lot of friends who live there.
Are there better cities to record in than others? Is there a Nashville sound?
Well, there definitely used to be a Nashville sound, and I'm sure there still is. But my last album, or the album that I'm just finished, I did it in Nashville with Nashville musicians, with Buddy Cannon producing it, and there's some of the greatest musicians in the world right there in Nashville that he can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I want to do an album," and there's the best musicians in the world.
This is what they call studio musicians, right?
Yeah, and they very rarely very rarely go out on the road. They make so much money in the studio, they don't really have to go on the road.
One of the saddest things currently is the condition of Glenn Campbell. As you know, he has Alzheimer's. Yeah. Now, how important was he in the industry?
He was very important. He opened up a brand new audience out there with his singing and playing and his style. I love Glenn. I was on his TV show for a while, and I wrote for his publishing company, and so played golf with him a lot. Good friends.
How good a guitar player is he?
He's one of the best. One of the best.
How good a guitar player are you?
I'm a better songwriter.
Back with our remaining moments with the great Willie Nelson after this. We have some social media questions for Willie Nelson. Joe and Kathy Banfield on Facebook. Is there any particular story you could or would share about your times on the road with Waylon?
Well, Waylon and I were the best of friends, and we were like an old married couple, We didn't agree on anything, but we loved each other, and we loved to argue. And and when we went out with the Highwaymen with Chris and me and Waylon and John, That was the most fun in the world, just arguing with Waylon and listening to Chris and Waylon argue.
I always thought Chris Christopherson should have been bigger than he was.
Yeah, well, he's still the best songwriter out there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think of it. James McClellan on Facebook. Why the braids?
Well, it pissed a few people off, and I figured it was worth doing.
How long you been doing it? How long you been braiding?
I don't know, 30, 40, 50, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I remember
braid
one time,
every day?
Yeah. I remember one time, the first time I started wearing braids, and I saw Billy Joe Shaver in a studio in Nashville. He said, "You look outrageous." I said, "Thank you."
It wouldn't be Willie without braids. Bryson Knox on Facebook. As you look back on your career, what's the one thing that sticks out the most, that had the biggest impact in your life? Was there a turning point in your life? Was there a hit record? Was there a moment when Willie Nelson became the Willie Nelson?
Well, there was a time there when I was working with Ray Price. I played bass in Ray Price's band for a long time, and whenever we'd come back to Nashville and have a few days off, I wrote for Pamper Music, and so we would go into the studio and record songs that I had written, songs that Hank Cochran had written, and Harlan Howard and some of the writers there at Pamper Music, and I'd go in with the Ray Price band and make the demos with the band I'd just been traveling with. You had Jimmy Day playing steel and some of the greatest musicians in the world. So I felt like my demos that I made were better than the records that I came out with. And I still think they
So that
were.
sprung you?
Yeah, the demos, I think.
Roger Fisher on Facebook. What's your favorite, do you have a favorite song to sing?
I have a few favorites, not really one favorite.
Do you do the same show every night?
I do 30, 40 songs, basically. And, if I get a new song out, I've got a new song called The Wall that when I was talking a while ago about getting overbooked, and work, I wrote this song called The Wall. It's, I took on more than I could handle, a bit off more than I could chew. I hit the wall. I went off like a Roman candle, burning everyone I knew. I hit the wall.
Oh, I love that. You recorded with my wife. If you recorded with me, what song would we do?
To all the girls, probably.
Yeah. Okay, we play a little game of If You Only Knew. I just throw questions at you. You remember the first girl you ever kissed?
Ramona Stafford.
Where was this?
This was in Abbott, Texas. I was about 6 years old.
You ever know what happened to her?
Well, she passed a few years ago, but we
Kept in touch?
We stayed great friends, yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Starting at 6.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite place to write music?
On this bus going down the road.
Favorite United States city to perform in?
Austin.
Capital of Texas. City with the best fans?
Well, that's hard to say, but they're all good. I can't say that.
Do you have a performance that you'll remember where you just, the night blew? You must have a lot of them.
Last night was good. And,
even though you forgot where you were.
I forgot where I was. It was good. Riverside wasn't it?
Yeah. When it's gone good, there must be nothing like that,
That's
right?
right. And it doesn't get any better than that, so you can't compare it to anything because it's as good as it gets.
A favorite person you'd like to duet with that you haven't?
Not that I have it. I don't know. Up until a while back, I had said, people had asked me that question. I said, well, yeah, I'd like to do a song with Barbra Streisand. And one day we did a song together. It's never come out. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. I haven't seen her or talked to her since then. But
you recorded in a studio?
Recorded it at my studio there in Austin. She found the writer, had the song written for her and I, recorded it with a scratch vocal on it and sent it to my studio in Austin. I went in and put my vocal on it. And it was great, but I haven't heard any more from it. And that's been 5 years ago.
Wow.
It'll come out one day.
Proudest accomplishment?
Well, I think staying out here playing music all these years is a pretty good accomplishment.
Something you regret?
I don't do that,
No?
No.
You ever turned down something you should have taken? Movie role, maybe, or?
I thought you meant some kind of pill or something.
What keeps you up at night? What do you worry about?
I I don't really have a lot of worries. I don't know, do I stay up a lot?
No.
Sleeping isn't the easiest thing I do.
It is. If not music, what do you think you'd have been?
Well, I went to school in Baylor for a little while to study law, and
Willie the lawyer.
Yeah, majored in dominoes.
If you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would you bring with you?
Well, I'd bring my guitar, and I'd bring my girlfriend, and might roll me up a fatty just in case.
Willie, you're the best. I love knowing you. I love
You
being
too.
the same age as you.
Yeah, me too. Glad we made it.
We're here. We're still around. The great Willie Nelson. A big thanks to Willie, the incomparable Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson's on tour with the family. You can go to willienelson.com to see when Willie Nelson and the family will be coming to a city near you. As always, you can catch me at King's Things, and we'll see you next time.